Episode 14, Shadows of the Fallen opening scene. The episode opens with a montage of Neon City recovering from the near catastrophe. The skyline is calm, but the atmosphere is somber, reflecting the loss of Jin. Shade Striker is seen on the rooftop of the lair, gazing at the city with a mixture of determination and sorrow. Narrator, voiceover, with every victory comes sacrifice. As the city heals, new shadows emerge, threatening to unravel all that Shade Striker and her team have fought to protect. Scene 1, Mourning and Reflection. Shade Striker, Kara, and Nightshade gather in the lair, paying their respects to Jin. A makeshift memorial has been set up, adorned with mementos and a picture of him. Kara, softly, he was more than just a teammate, he was family. Nightshade, and we owe it to him to keep fighting. He wouldn't want us to give up. Shade Striker, Jin's sacrifice saved the city. We can't let his death be in vain. But we need to be smarter, stronger. There's still so much we don't know about the forces at play. As they reflect, an alert goes off on Kara's computer, pulling them back to the present. Kara, looking at the screen, we've got trouble. There's been a spike in criminal activity across the city. It's like they know we're vulnerable. Shade Striker, then we'll show them we're not. Let's go. Scene 2, Rising Chaos. Shade Striker and Nightshade hit the streets, confronting a wave of coordinated attacks by various gangs and criminals, each more organized than usual. It becomes clear that someone is orchestrating the chaos, using the city's weakened state to their advantage. During one of the confrontations, they encounter a new villain, Whisper, a mysterious figure with the ability to manipulate shadows and move undetected. Whisper taunts Shade Striker, hinting at a larger plan in motion. Whisper, in a chilling voice, you think you've won, but this city's darkness runs deep. You've only scratched the surface. Shade Striker, who are you? Who's behind this? Whisper, disappearing into the shadows, you'll find out soon enough, Striker. But by then, it might be too late. Shade Striker and Nightshade are left with more questions than answers as they realize Whisper is part of a larger conspiracy still unfolding. Scene 3, a glimpse of the past. Back at the lair, Kara continues her research, trying to piece together the connections between Whisper and the Architect. She uncovers old records and files that suggest the Architect was part of an ancient order dedicated to harnessing the city's power for their own purposes. Kara, excitedly, I found something. The Architect wasn't working alone, he was part of a group called the Order of the Eclipse. They've been around for centuries, manipulating events from the shadows. Nightshade, so, Whisper is one of them. What do they want? Kara, from what I can tell, they believe Neon City is the key to unlocking a greater power, something buried deep beneath the city. They've been waiting for the right moment to strike. Shade Striker, and with Jin gone, they think now's their chance. We need to stop them before they can carry out their plan. Scene 4, the hidden base. Using the information Kara uncovered, the team tracks down a hidden base used by the Order of the Eclipse. The base is located deep within the city's underground network, protected by traps and ancient technology. As they infiltrate the base, they discover that the Order has been gathering energy from the city, channeling it into a massive crystal that radiates with dark power. The crystal is part of a ritual meant to awaken an ancient force that could plunge the city into eternal darkness. Shade Striker, this is it. We have to destroy that crystal before they can complete the ritual. The team fights their way through the Order's operatives, facing off against Whisper and other members of the cult. The battle is intense, with the crystal's energy making the environment unstable and dangerous. Whisper, appearing behind Shade Striker, you're too late, Striker. The ritual has already begun. Soon, Neon City will belong to the shadows. Shade Striker, engaging Whisper in combat, not if I have anything to say about it. As the fight rages on, Nightshade and Kara work to destabilize the crystal, but its power begins to overwhelm them. Whisper, drawing strength from the crystal, gains the upper hand, forcing Shade Striker to dig deep into her resolve. Scene 5, the power within. In the midst of the battle, Shade Striker taps into a newfound power, a result of her connection to the city's energy grid, which had been subtly influenced by the core Jin stabilized. Her strikes become more powerful, her movements more precise, as she begins to turn the tide against Whisper. Nightshade, noticing the change, MIA, what's happening? You're glowing. Shade Striker, focused, determined, I'm not sure, but whatever it is, it's what we need to end this. With renewed strength, Shade Striker manages to defeat Whisper, shattering his connection to the crystal. She then channels her energy into the crystal, causing it to implode and dissipate the dark power it had accumulated. Whisper, weakened, retreating, this isn't over, Striker. The order will rise again, and when it does, you won't be able to stop it. Whisper disappears into the shadows, leaving the base in ruins. The team barely escapes as the underground facility begins to collapse, signaling the end of the immediate threat. Scene 6, a new dawn. Back on the surface, the team regroups at the lair, exhausted but victorious. However, the victory feels hollow, knowing that the Order of the Eclipse is still out there, waiting for another chance to strike. Kara, we've stopped them for now, but the Order is still out there. And whatever power they were trying to awaken, is still in the city. Nightshade, at least we've bought ourselves some time. But we need to be ready for whatever comes next. Shade Striker, reflective, determined, we will be. The city's been through a lot, but it's still standing. We'll protect it, no matter what. The episode closes with Shade Striker standing on the rooftop, the first light of dawn breaking over Neon City. The camera pans out, showing the city beneath her, resilient and full of life. Narrator, voiceover, as new threats loom on the horizon, Shade Striker stands ready to defend the light against the encroaching shadows. The fight continues, and the city's true protector will never waver. End of episode 14.